Hi, I'm Ken Krell. Speakers, authors, coaches, thought leaders come to me to discover how they can take their current position and turn it into high-powered, high-profit, transformational digital events. I can do the same for you too. You're about to watch an excerpt of one of our online events that I think you may find very powerful. After that, I'll meet you and we'll talk about it. When I first began doing my online business and my online content, I brought in 10 experts on real estate. Now, I was a real estate expert at that time. I knew more than probably all of them put together because I was actually doing it rather than just talking about it. But I was not known. I didn't have a lot of money saved up because all the money I had was put into property. So I had no cash, a lot of equity, a lot of net worth, but no cash. And I had no list and I wasn't known. So what did I do? I went to those people. I identified 10 people that were real estate experts that had lists, that had products for sale. And I said, how'd you like to access the lists of your 9 top competitors? And they all said, oh yeah, I do. And great. So at that time I said, okay, we'll do this program. It's once a week. It was like a 90-minute webinar effectively at that time. And they mailed my VIP. I think it was free. And then VIP was $47. It's kind of like what you're doing right now. I instantly built a list. I instantly raised money. I instantly, within weeks, created a name for myself as the host. And so I was known for that. And that worked. That's how I built my entire business. Then I branched out into stock trading, which was not, I have 100% success rate in stock trading. 100% I lose money. So it's 100% success at losing money. So I had 5 people in on that one. And that audience is rabid. If they can make more money, they'll make more money. And that positioned me actually as an expert in stock trading, even though I knew nothing about it. I did a summit on chiropractic. It was the World Chiro Conference. And we brought in all these experts on chiropractic marketing. And again, even though I'm a marketing expert, I wasn't known in that field. But I began again with virtually no money to produce it. It was inexpensive to do, right? I had them mail their lists, built an audience, built a brand. So you don't have to be an expert. You can just be an expert curator. And that's the beauty of running a summit. And if you're concerned with how to run the summit or even how to handle the mechanics of all the different moving parts, well, guess what? You're watching it done in a beautiful way with Event Raptor, which is, by the way, why I bought it and bought a lifetime, whatever the top thing I could get is what I got. And I did that because it would make it a lot easier because we built it from scratch. Back in those days, it was all built from scratch and wasn't cheap, right? So the summit model was great. Now the model's changed a little bit. The big value of your summit is your list that you create, that audience that you create, and then what you get to offer them afterwards, and the ancillary programs or products that you get to do afterwards. But that's how you build your brand. And I'll tell you what, if you run an event, like I run a 3-day event, typically my Pride event's a 3-day event, I'll bring in guest speakers. They'll mail their lists for people to come. If you've been on Steve's list for a while, you know he's mailed for Pride. So they bring my audience. I don't have to bring the audience that much. The other speakers do, the guest speakers do. So you don't have to work so hard if you know how to do it. And that's why I want to demystify this process. Yes, learn how. If you can get to my event, get to my event. The deep program I have, which is 4 videos. They're pretty quick. They're 15 minutes a shot. It's a $500 program. It's in the VIP package. Get the VIP package. Go through that, right? Because that's how you'll get into the big numbers, the big money. Use summits to fill that big event. By the way, they're a great way to play that. But I wanted you to get that piece of it because you don't have to have all the knowledge in the world. You just have to know who to bring in. As an example, so in my Safari program, we do a number of deep dive days with content for one day we did one on copy. So I brought it because my people needed to write better copy. So I brought in 2 of the world's top copy people, friends of mine, because I've got a pretty deep Rolodex. You're not going to get that anywhere else. We did a day on storytelling and presentation strategy. I surprised the audience with none other than Les Brown, one of the world's best motivational speakers. They were freaked out. How'd you get Les? He's a friend of mine. So you don't have to have all the knowledge in the world. You just have to know who to call. And by the way, but wait, Les is a friend of yours. I couldn't get Les. Well, maybe you could, just got to ask. One of my big heroes, I'll share this with you. One of my big heroes is a guy named Carmine Gallo. He wrote a book called Presentation Secrets of Steve Jobs, which I recommend. It's a fabulous book, all about how to run your PowerPoints and what Steve Jobs did, because he was a presenter. He was a master presenter. And I've been recommending that book for years. Well, I wanted to put him on my presentation skills event, my deep dive for my people. So I found his cell phone number. I don't remember how I found it, but I found his cell phone number and I called him and left a voicemail. 30 minutes later, he called me back. Nicest guy in the world. I'm a fanboy. He was the nicest guy. And he had a scheduling conflict where he would have been happy to be a guest speaker. So don't psych yourself out about, oh, they won't talk to me. Sure they will. Sure they will. Because people that wrote a book like that, they're on a mission to share that message. And if it's a 10-minute interview, a 30-minute interview, and some 10-minute interviews turn into 2 hours. I brought Joel Bauer on, for example, to one of my summits, and it was supposed to be a 30-minute thing. He went 2 hours, which is typical Joel. But the value add is huge. And now I have that, by the way, I have that recorded, and that value add, which I think is worth well over $1,000. Guess what? It's a bonus at my event. So think about where that plays. All the summit recordings, bonuses you can use for your events, for your VIP package, for example. So that's one short taste of how you can use the power of digital events to help people transform their lives and find a new way to live. Want to learn how you can put it to use in your own business? Well, stick with me for the Digital Events Essentials Plan. It's called DEEP. It'll take you through how you can plan, produce, and profit from your own online events. It's pretty great, it's pretty free, and I think you'll like it pretty much. So come join me. Click the link either in the description below or somewhere on this video itself, and we'll take you over there. It's completely free. I think you're going to love it, and it will give you the plan you need to plan, produce, and profit from your own digital events.